how my best brings out the best in others. How does your best bring out the best in others? Is it the words you speak or the way you speak them? Maybe your best is smiling and spreading joy everywhere you go, thus making everyone around you feel happy and joyful. As for myself, I tend to present my best on a one-on-one setting. I've always been outgoing and had a love for other people, particularly children with no homes or very little love in their lives. This summer, I had the opportunity of going on a missions trip to Commerce, Georgia. The town is very small with a lot of crime and kids in and out of foster care. Things that children should never have to go through were continuously being told to me in story form, from the child to myself. My heart ached with each story. As the week went on, I made special time with a few of the kids. Just 20 minutes each, talking to them and holding their hand, spending that one-on-one time that I was good at, and what they needed. And then, I met her. Heaven was her name. She was a small, 4-year-old little girl who was wearing clothes that were clearly too big for her. She was missing half of her teeth, but she had the biggest smile I had ever seen. Heaven's stories were truly heart-wrenching, even more so than the ones I had heard before. As she sat there, thoughtlessly telling me bits and pieces of her life, I was in a daze. This child was giving her absolute best in the darkest of situations when, day after day, we find ourselves complaining and being discontent about everything. I thought over the events of the week and realized my best may never be good enough for myself or for other people. But could it possibly be what was best for this one little girl? It was obvious that she was lacking the barest of necessities. So I bought a box. I filled the box with clothes, shoes, toys, and other simple living necessities for a child. At the end of the week, I gave Heaven the box. She looked at the box, and then she looked at me, almost in shock that these items were just for her. And then, like dust in the wind, she was gone. All I could see were papers and toys flying all over the place. Laughter and excitement poured out of the house. As I stood outside of the shack that was her home, she appeared next to me. She looked at me, and she asked, "May I share this with my sister?" I was amazed and astonished at the amount of selflessness that Heaven had. The next day when I saw Heaven at Bible camp, she was wearing clothes from the box, with her sister right by her side, just smiling and thanking me. And that's when I realized my best had brought out the best in Heaven. That night, I said goodbye to Heaven. She looked at me with such gratitude and said, "Thank you for all the toys." We may never think our best is good enough, but our best is good enough. In life, we will impact so many people in a positive or a negative way. But our goal in life is to do our best for God and to spread that for the world to see.